FightersRep 5 Unified Strikers, Saturday, February 2nd at the Ames Sportsplex in Seal Beach, California. Tickets now on sale at FightersRep.com.
Some of that vitamin D.
So ladies and gentlemen, Knucklehead Nation, I'm here once again with the extremely charismatic Antonio McKee to get his reaction to this whole Jon Jones, Tyrannoball, whatever it is that's going on here. Antonio, I'm sure you got plenty of thoughts about this.
You know, I always got something to say, especially if it's something positive or something that'll help other people.
Yeah.
Or even just my advice alone. A lot of people like to listen to what I have to say because they know I'm going to keep it straight 100, straight to the truth. Whether you like me or you hate me, you're going to get the truth.
Well, who would hate a guy like you?
A person that's living a lie. A guy that's fake, that's wanting to be. A guy that's living in the closet. That kind of guys, they don't like me.
I got you. Where are we right now? What is all this?
It's Metroflex. This is the jungle for the body shop. This is where we come and we play, and this is where we sharpen up our craft. This is where we learn to put in work. As you see, this is a good place to be.
Yeah,
it ain't
for sure.
the nicest looking place, but it's real here. These are real stones, real concrete, real logs, real tires, real weights, real cage, real people.
I like it, man. It's very rugged out here. Inside, it's actually really nice. You got a cage and everything going on in there. But we both kind of, eclectic, get off topic sometimes.
That's what makes our interview so great, because it's kind of like Howard Cosell and Muhammad Ali. You never know what you're going to get.
So back to this Jones thing, they're moving the whole card for this guy. We talked about drugs in the past, me and you, about the weed and how you feel like it affects people's nervous systems and things like that. What do you think about PEDs and what happened with Jones and the rest of it here?
Okay, well, let's look at it from both angles. For one, it's not allowed. Period, right?
Yeah.
And we all know as athletes going in what USADA's asking and what the rules are. So if you violate those rules and you get caught, you suffer the consequences. Now, if it's still in his system, then it's still in his system. Maybe he's not using it, but what is the rules? What are the regulations? What does the regulation say? You are not allowed to have this in your system, period. Okay, so if that is the rule, and those are the regulations that USADA has put up, then you got to respect it. If it's in his system, it's not our fault it's in his system. And Jones is my boy. I got a number of love for him. But let's be realistic. If the rule says you're not allowed to have SHRM, PCP in your blood during a fight, or up into the fight, or whenever they test, that means it's against the rules. So if it's still in there because he used it a year ago, it don't matter.
That's true.
The rule is the rule.
Yeah.
So now Dana White, being who he is, has the power, the ability to step over the Athletic Commission, which is owned by the UFC anyway. I mean, let's keep it 100. All of the original players from the Athletic Commission are now employees of the UFC, so it is what it is. Again, if the rules state that you're not allowed to have it in your system, whether it's in your system now or it was in the system for a year or 2-3 years ago, the rule is still the same. Now, is there rules and stipulations of how much or how many particles should be, or how much of it can be in your system? Well, that's between them and them. I don't know. But if the rules say you're not allowed to have it in your system, bottom line, you're not supposed to have it in your system. Ain't nothing to argue about. I'm going to shut you up and sit you down. Or shall I say sit you down and then shut you up?
Well, I think that's the end of this interview. I think you won this debate.
We can talk about other things. I mean,
that was really good. Like nobody's really talking bright line rule like that. I like that. That's why I like you, Antonio.
People want to look at things for the way they want to look at it, with emotions. I don't look at it with emotions. I look at what the rules are. The rules are you're not allowed to have this in your system. If it's in his system, then he should not be able to fight. Period.
Do you think it was put in there? You think he did this, or do you think it was an accident? Some trainer maybe supplemented him up, or no opinion on that?
Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
You knew the rules. You should have had your shit tested. You should have did a pre-test. Hey, I just want to make sure everything is good. Whatever the case may be, this ain't the first time, and this ain't gonna be the last. It is what it is. Now, what are the consequences for what he's doing? Well, There can't be any consequences when the president of the UFC moves a whole card from Las Vegas to California. Hey, I'm glad it's in California. Thank you, taxpayers. We're going to make some money.
Yeah. Inglewood. It's the Forum.
My homeland.
The
LA,
Forum.
baby. Don't get too much better than that. But again, gangsters don't dance, they boogie.
Yeah.
Y'all got to know this. And Dana right now, he getting his boogie on.
Man. I mean, and this is in broad daylight. I mean, he's...
What does this do? This is basically a slap in the California Athletic Commission's face against Nevada. It is what it is. Let's not clean cut it. Let's not candy coat it. It is what it is. Look, if we don't like what you're saying over here, we'll go somewhere where they'll do what we want them to do and make this money.
Forum
Let's look at
shopping.
the whiplash.
It's forum shopping.
You know, it is what it is. It's about that paper at the end of the day.
I like it, man. I like it, but I don't like it at the same time.
Man, look, I live in America. This is where shit goes down, okay? People have this misconception of the United States of America. Let me tell you something. This is the land of the Republic. Does it ever say Democrat? It said United Nations, land of the Republic, okay? So understand that. Go check out the Constitution, man. I think people need to be more educated, or they can sit down with me one-on-one and let me educate them on the history of America.
Yeah.
This is not a Christian nation. In 1780, somewhere in the late 1700s, it states there, it's in the black and white writing that we are not a Christian nation. But what we will allow is the Christians to come here and do what they believe and have their freedom and their rights to do that. But we some gangsters in America, man. The men that run this joint know who they are.
It's very gangster. I mean, to be able to move a whole card over to another city on what, a week's notice, couple weeks notice, that's incredible, man.
No, it ain't. That shows you the power and the money.
Yeah.
Who run this show?
Yeah.
Does the commission run the show? No. Does Dana White run the show? Does UFC run the show? When it comes to fighting, yes, we do.
Yeah.
And it is what it is. I ain't upset. Hey, I'm going to try to be on their side.
You think he's the most powerful promoter in the world at this point?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He's got, well, I don't think him personally, because I don't like to give credit when credit is not due. He is responsible for the UFC being where they're at. Him, the Fertitta brothers, they did an amazing job.
Yeah.
We're not talking about that. We're talking about the mindset of an individual that overrides everybody else, but when he does it, it's okay. I'm still upset with Dana for putting my boy my boy Oscar De La Hoya on blast like that. You know what I mean? That's wrong. You don't do shit like that.
What did he do that you didn't like?
He said he was a coke addict.
Oh, fuck.
And then I like De La Hoya's comeback. Well, you're a steroid. When you get off the steroids, you know, I love it how they go after each other.
Yeah.
You know, but at the end of the day, what's going to be done? Nothing.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of older guys fighting with each other in the fighting news right now. You know, we had...
Power, man. Power.
Yeah.
Everybody's watching Donald Trump, right? And when they see what Donald Trump is doing, they try to mimic. Look, people been wanting to do this anyway. Say whatever the fuck they feel.
Yeah.
And we've always placed them on a certain pedestal of where they shouldn't say this, or they should say that, or maybe they're in the wrong position to say this, say that. Freedom of speech, is that not what America is about? Freedom of speech?
Yep.
But we ridicule and criticize those who don't say what we want to hear.
You enjoy freedom of speech.
I love it. But see, my shit is truth. I don't just be talking. I can back all my shit up.
So freedom of truth.
That's it.
I like
truth
it.
will set you free.
I like it. So back to Jones. I've always wondered, and you know, you'd know better than I. Do you think that? I mean, it's probably an obvious question, but do you think it helped him enough in his career to where he would have maybe not beaten Daniel Cormier, or do you think it just wasn't that much of an effect?
Nah, I mean, it does, but he didn't have, see, you got to understand the levels of this stuff that's in his body, okay? When it's to the amount of where it's at now, it doesn't really help him. But what are the rules? Okay, he's a badass no matter what, no matter who he fights.
Yeah.
The man is just that good.
But do you think, like, he's been doing it a long time, and maybe he could have, if he never did it, he would have never had the sort of explosiveness and speed and power and stuff that he has, and maybe it wouldn't have?
I mean, that's like saying Usain Bolt.
Yeah.
Is he going to be fast? If he gets on something that's going to enhance his speed, of course he's going to be faster.
Yeah.
But does that make him a better fighter?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think, you know, it just made him a little sharper. But I think a lot of it has to do with the mental. It's the mental edge that steroids gives you. You know what I mean? And the recovery, of course. But I'm against all of that. You know, I'm a natural guy, and I'm still doing it at 49 years old. I'm still able to compete. I train with my guys every day. I think it's just in preparation. You know, a lot of guys have this old school mentality of beating their bodies up and just hurting themselves physically. When I think now that the fight game has evolved so much that I think now you got to get on the spiritual level.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you about that too. So I watched an interview with Faraz Zahabi, George St. Pierre's coach, and he was saying how he trains his guys, or like his methodology of training is don't get too sore. Like, don't get sore so that over time you can do more. I mean, is that something you agree with, or do you think that's a bit too extreme?
Well, you got to also remember there's millions of people listening to this man speak.
No.
Do you think for 1 second he's going to go give up all the secrets about GSP's training?
Probably not, yeah.
Right. So let's be realistic. But he also is trying to entertain other fighters, other up-and-coming fighters that have been beating themselves up.
Yeah.
You know, and a good example of that would be the Chuck Liddell and the Tito Ortiz fight, you know. Chuck Liddell was a great man, great fighter. But what you can't get back is the chin. So I understand what he's saying, but then there's some guys out there that are just bangers. And you're going to have to place those guys with the right matches where it'll look good to the crowd, you know. Yeah. I think people need to understand how the promotion works, more so than judging each fighter individually or what a trainer's doing and not doing. Yeah. It's just too much going on in that cage for you to sit back and just worry about one angle of the fight. There's so many different variations.
You think Jon Jones, back to him again, do you think he's the best, like, that's ever done it or up there?
And I think this dude is built to fight.
Yeah.
You know, it's just the way he's like my son, AJ. They're built to fight. And with the right coaching and the proper nutrition and the proper training, me personally, I think Jon Jones needs to step onto his dark side and go where he's being challenged athletically. You know what I mean? That's how you get to that next level. But I think he's in the gym with a bunch of guys and Jon Jones. Yeah. Not saying that I know this, but like the way I train my fighters, if he would train 1 week with me, he would be probably blown away. You know, but this is a game of loyalty, and people don't really look at their careers. They look at the loyalty around them, which I respect that, but fuck that. This is what you do for a living. You got to get in there and get hit and get punched, get kicked. I want the best for my son.
Yeah.
I don't, if I can't give it to him, then I'm going to go and hire somebody that can. And I think a lot of these coaches and trainers are so fucking caught up in their ego of winning that they start to take away from the fighter.
So 13-0 now?
13-0.
AJ McKee?
Yeah.
My goodness, what's next for him?
Well, you know, if you listen to the fucking people that's on the internet, oh, he ain't fought nobody. So when we fought McApie, whatever, great fighter, lot of history. In fact, he's been fighting since I was fighting.
Yeah.
We came in there, and you know, fans don't know their ass from their face, and the first thing they said is, "Oh, this is going to be a big challenge for AJ." I said he's going to knock him out in the first fucking round. You're looking at old school fighting techniques and striking versus what I'm doing over here at the body shop.
No.
Don't get that confused with what you saw in the past. And I called it. He knocked him out in the first round, less than a minute, 2 minutes. And this last guy, that was the Bama lightweight champ. This ain't gonna be really a challenge. He's a better ground guy. So what did I say? Son, take him down and finish him. What did he do in less than 2 minutes? Took him down and finished him.
Nice.
Like, here's another example of Jon Jones.
Yeah.
It's just a 145-pound division. He's got 6 to 7 inches of reach on everybody. He's lean. He's unpredictable. He's good on his feet. He's good on his ground. He's good on his back.
Yeah.
He can wrestle. Like, he can do whatever he want to do in a fight.
Yeah.
And people are missing that. When we knock out Pitbull, he's gonna knock Pitbull out too. Then what will they say?
Then they'll say he needs to go to the UFC.
Yeah, well, shit. This is a business, and this is about money and opportunity, and we do live in the land of America, where it's land of the free, protected by the brave.
Yeah.
So we just want to do what's right at the end of the day.
Freedom of truth. Truth will set us free.
Won't it set you free?
I think
See,
so.
people don't realize how freedom is not physical. Freedom is a mindset. A man can be locked up physically, but be free. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's this right here. And people, they don't understand how important this concept of how you process things. This is why I don't like drugs. I don't like alcohol. I mean, I'll drink every now and then and play with my girlfriend, you know what I mean? Do some shit that I normally would not do.
Yeah.
But a lot of people hide behind drugs and alcohol to be who they really want to be, that they know that if they're not drinking or smoking, they have to be held responsible for what they do. So the out is to drink or do drugs.
Yeah.
And that's simple.
Do you think Jon Jones has a little bit of mental weakness there?
No, I think he just need to go back to training with some niggas. Excuse my language. You know? He need to come get down with some brothers. You know what I mean?
Is this an open invite or what?
Yeah, I told Jon Jones he come on anytime he want.
Oh.
Look, we can roll, we can grapple, man. I whatever.
Oh.
You know, he will have a different angle at what the sport is. I think a lot of the people that are around him, he's a genetic freak. He's just God gifted. It's like Tyron Woodley.
Yeah,
if you just show them one thing, they'll add to it because they're creative. You know what I mean? But what if you create and then create and then create? That means they're learning, constantly learning and learning. And this is why my guys at the gym, the Aaron Picos, the Joey Davises, the AJ McKees, the Brandon Halls, all the high-level guys, the YLs, the Adrians, all these guys all fight different, but they got the same coach.
Yeah.
Because as a coach, I look at them individually, at what they possess, and I say, with all my 20 years of experience, 22, 23 years of experience, what can I show them when they're where they're at? Naturally. What can I teach them? And sometimes I have to hire people to come in and give me some help because sometimes I get stuck. But that's the difference in me and every other coach. They don't want to hire anybody else.
Yeah.
You know, Conor McGregor is supposedly going to rematch with Khabib. He needs to bring his ass to the body shop where he's going to get taken down and he can't get up. I don't give a shit how good he is. Yeah. He's going to get taken down and he's not going to fucking get up. And then he's going to ask himself after about a week of that, what am I doing wrong? Then we can teach him.
Yeah.
But until he feels the black magic, he ain't going to understand.
Do you think Conor McGregor could learn enough, like in a training camp or between now and the next fight, to actually?
Oh, absolutely.
So
absolutely.
you don't think this kind of like wrestling is so ingrained and so developed that it can't be?
No. First thing is not fear being down, being taken down. Okay. Now I had a very blessed time to roll with Khabib. Khabib's top game is just like mine. I was impressed. I started on my back, but we know that's not my game. But for me to feel that kind of pressure, I respected that. But let me tell you something. Conor couldn't hold me down. Khabib couldn't hold me down either. And I know Conor couldn't get up. So he needs to be around somebody that understands that. There's not a lot of people that can grapple like that.
Yeah.
Because in America, we want to see the knockouts. We want to see the flash. But when it comes down to that big money, take him down and cut him open. You know, I'd be nothing but an asset for that guy.
Yeah. Open invite. Conor McGregor, Jon Jones, come on down to the body shop.
Or just fly me to your location and let me train with you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then the proof is in the pudding. I like to give people the truth, and then I like to show them.
Yeah.
Fuck what I'm saying.
Well, I mean, let's be honest, Antonio. I mean, you know, even me as a objective interviewer here, I mean, what you've done here is pretty incredible. I mean, Aaron Pico, AJ McKee, Baby Slice. I mean, anybody,
something's going on, right?
Something's happening, right? So
it's called love.
Yeah.
I love what I do. I love my fighters. There's no contracts. I always say this: if you don't like what I'm doing, leave. Everybody's staying. Why are they staying? Because what I'm giving them is good, and they like it. They respond to it, and they see what I'm showing them. They see it working in the fights.
And Chuck Liddell picked you over anybody. I mean, anybody in the world. He could have probably had anybody in the universe to train him, if we're being honest. You know, he picked you. So, I mean, I think...
Well, when Chuck got here, the numbers are what they are, and he saw how technical and how much science I was putting behind the magic.
Yeah.
And that man is probably one of the toughest guys I know on this planet. But what he's lost, you can't get back.
Yeah. Now,
that was a good thing for me and my guys because I showed them, look, don't ever lose it. Move your feet.
Yeah.
Slip, cover, roll. You know?
Keep that chin protected.
Keep that chin protected, bro.
McGregor. Do you think McGregor has like the athletic ability and everything else to kind of get that belt back eventually, or if he were to work on his wrestling?
See, it's got to be the right matchup for Conor.
Yeah.
My son would beat Conor. Okay? But it's the right matchup. And how confident is Conor in doing what he's doing when he's fighting?
Yeah.
He's making so much money now. How do you feed a fat man more food?
Yeah.
He's feeling good. He's looking good. His whole life's changed, you know. And now the grind ain't the same. But when you step into that lion's pit and you are the food,
Yeah.
different output.
So the fire's gone, you think, with him?
Yeah. Why?
Yeah.
He's fighting now just
To promote his
Conor McGregor.
Yeah, yeah.
But you got to remember too, his style of fighting at the time, he was the UFC's golden ticket.
Yeah.
Okay, this guy's #1 in sales. This guy's #1 in pay-per-views. It's a business, okay? And being that this is a business, when you have a guy as marketable as Conor, you don't bring nobody in to beat him right away. Only when he don't want to act right.
No. Put him in check.
Yeah, checkmate.
Yeah,
but he didn't
yeah.
give a shit because his numbers were still doing more and more and more and more.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
more than anything, Conor believed in himself when nobody else did.
So Jon Jones, back to Jon Jones, greatest of all time, you think?
I would say from a coach's perspective, yes, but accomplishment, no. You have to accomplish what the greatest have accomplished.
No.
Yes, you are the greatest physically in your natural attributes of what you do, but have you conquered the sport as one of the greatest? No, we still got some work, but he's young.
More naturally gifted than AJ?
Nah, he don't have the same athleticism as AJ,
Yeah.
but AJ has been groomed for this.
Yeah.
You
yeah,
gotta
yeah.
remember, AJ's only 23 years old, been fighting pro 3 years.
Yeah.
What is this kid gonna look like 3 years from now?
Yeah. Is there another AJ coming down the pipe that we don't know about?
Yeah, my 125-pounder, Adrian, smoking guns.
What's his name?
Adrian.
Adrian
Yeah,
what?
you'll see him. Just let it
I
be
can't
known.
get a- I
Out
can't
of the
get a
body
last
shop,
name?
there's a 135-pound monster.
We can't get a last name, just Adrian?
Because I don't want y'all studying it.
I won't.
Keep it under the radar.
I won't. Okay. So Bones Jones, talent-wise, greatest of all time, you think, but right now. But accomplishment-wise, what's your opinion on that, if you have
He's one of the greatest.
Yeah, but accomplishment-wise, who do you think is like the man, in your opinion?
Well, on paper,
Yeah.
you got to give it to what's the big dude from AK? Daniel Cormier.
Cormier.
You have to give it to him. The man has
yeah.
done something that most people haven't done, and he's talented.
Yeah.
You know, to watch what I've seen him do, I'm impressed with him. He's a good dude.
Yeah, he's a
You know,
beast.
I have nothing bad to say about him. Nothing but positive stuff. Another black man carrying the torch. Whether he want to carry it on that side of the fence or this side of the fence, the fact of the matter is that he's carrying the torch.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm going to address, his positive influence and what he's doing as a human being. I don't agree with everything, but
Yeah.
what I see him doing as a human being, nothing but stand up.
He's a beast, man, and I love his commentary too, if I'm being
Oh,
honest.
yeah, he's one of the educated ones. A lot of people would say he's a house nigga. And that's what I've heard. Oh, he a house nigga. Well, it's unfortunately he has to feed his family, and if he's been through college and he's learned how to articulate with a higher level of vernacular than most people, you got to give a man credit where credit is due. He's learned the American English language quite well.
Yeah. No, he's great, he's great. Antonio, always a colorful interview with you, my friend.
I appreciate it. You know I love to talk, so anytime you want to chop it up about some real shit, you come talk to me about some real shit, you're going to get some real shit.
You know I will. Anything you want to say before I cut you off here?
I want to say thanks everyone that listens to this stuff that I talk. I swear to you, until the day I die, I will constantly keep it 100% real and authentic.
Thank you very much, Antonio.
Thanks, brother.
Appreciate your time, man.